All right, guys. So I'm back, and this is the project that we're working on. It's all about me. It's a 60-second public service announcement. The first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you save your copy. Okay, you just make sure you save it. Always be working on saving it. Now, there's a couple of options here in the classroom setting that you're going to need to know. You got the preview, and you got where the media is. Now, the most important part of using WeVideo Classroom, which we're going to use a lot more because it's easier for me to check the process, is adding media. So when you click on add media, there's a couple things here that you're going to do. So, like, for example, we talked about in the last few days about the process of adding stock footage. So I'm going to click on stock footage. You have videos here. You have audio. If you want to listen to a song or you want to add a song, you have the moods. You have genres. So if you like the hip hop or horror pop, whatever the case may be, you have instrumentals that are built in, and then you got sound effects. Okay. And then you got the images, if you want to drop those in. So we're going to really work hard on using the stock footage that WeVideo provides. Now, this is a leeway to Adobe. Not only are we going to use WeVideo, we're going to go to Adobe Express. Okay. You type in Adobe Express, and every student has this access. Okay. And we'll use this. Okay. You all have used this in sixth grade. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to, and let me log out just to show you the process on how to log in to this software. So you're going to sign in. Okay. Then you're going to click on Google. And from there, you're going to click on Enterprise ID because it's a school account, right? So now we're in and we have that open. Now there's going to be a reason why we need this because some of you have already created logos. You're going to need a logo for your video. Okay. So let's leave that tab open. Now you're in. We don't need to do anything with it. You're into Adobe Express. Now you can go back and check yes on I can log into Adobe Express. Okay. Now let's go back to our videos and our stock footage. Now here's some backgrounds if you wanted to use some backgrounds and abstractions and things like that. Okay. And then here's some of the footage. So I'm just going to go to all footage. So let's say this is the one I've been using. I'm going to click on that and I'm just going to add that. So that goes into my media. Now, if I want to use that, the one thing that I like to do, I like to move this up so I can see all three timelines, the text, the video, and the audio. Now, this is what? A video. So you can see it's moving, it's motion. So I'm going to drop this down to my video right here. Okay. What I really like about this is, you can just let it run. I hit the space bar and there it is. You see the preview right there. Okay. So again, you have the timeline up here. You need to do a 60-second public service announcement that is all about you. So part of that is you're going to create a workflow. Okay. You're going to create a workflow on a Google Doc. And this is not necessarily something you have to share, but this is a workflow where you're going to plan what you're going to say. All right. So, for example, if I'm going to plan what I'm going to say, then, this is a great way to kind of brainstorm. So, we're just going to start off with a workflow. Okay. Uh, Workflow is a plan. Okay. So, all about me. Okay, so I want to go family. I want to go sports. I'm just going to brainstorm sports. Dog. Her name's Molly. Family. I already got that. Interest. Technology. Okay. Design. Education. Church. So now I've kind of got a little brainstorm of what I can kind of put in there. Okay. So remember, you only got 90 or 60 seconds. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to create a dialogue for your All About Me that you can go in and either do a voiceover or however you want to do it. So when you create a script, you're going to go ahead and go in and be like, hello, my name is Jeremy McGuire, and I am the media arts teacher at Crawford Middle School. Okay, so from there, what you can do is go back to your WeVideo. All right, now here again, this is an example on how to use it, and so I'm also showing you the process of creating your workflow with this project. Okay, text one, you can go in here and change it or whatever the case may be, because you can add tracks, and I'll show you how to do that. Now, let's say we want to add a text. Okay, so whatever is on top of this timeline. Like, so for example, if I put this right there and then I added text, like say right here, you can't see the text because whatever's on top is what you can see. So what I need to do is I need to move that up here. So if I wanted the text to show over top, there you go. You see in with a whisper. Okay, now how do you change it? You just double click on it and then there you go. So you could say, hello, uh, all about me with Mr. McGuire. Okay, you change the font, make it thicker where you can see it. And one thing that I do want to tell you about on the palette is this is where you can put what's called the hex code. Here's the hex code. So the hex code for Crawford Middle is 00B050. And that is green. But the thing is, green doesn't look good on that background. So that being said, I can just go through here. That looks a lot better. Okay, that more complements. Just as a quick reminder, what a hex code is, HEX. If you like UK, like I'm a big Bengals fan, so if I want to go in here and say Bengals hex code, all right. So if I want the Bengals hex code, that is the Bengals hex code. So it'd be FB4F14. So if I wanted that one, I would go FB. What was it? Let's see. FB4F14. 4F14. And that's orange. Now, that doesn't look like the Bengals orange, but that's what it is. Okay. Obviously, I can't use that because it doesn't work, on the background. It's just too dark. So it's not going to be seen very well. So that being said, I'm going to go back to my yellow. Now, how can you check it? I can go right here, full screen, look at it and see what it looks like. All about me with Mr. McGuire. Do that from time to time just to see if it looks good, and as you go. Okay. Take your time and make it look really good. I'm going to go save changes. Then I'm going back. Now we're good to go. All right. So the audio. So we're going to add some audio if you like. Let's go to stock media. Okay. And let me close that out. I'm not sure why that's opening up. Let me close that out. And let's find some audio. So let's see what this looks like. Let me just add. I'm going to add that to my media, and then I'm going to drop it down. Okay, so let's see what it sounds like. Okay, so the cool thing about audio is you have that. You can manipulate the audio by going, turn it down a little bit, save changes, because you might do a voiceover. Okay, I can go edit. I can fade in. Like if you want to do a fade in, let's do a 2-second fade in and do a 2-second fade out. Save changes. Now the cool thing is you can split the clip. Like so, if you just want it to start right here, Now, let's say I want to split the clip. Okay. I want to split it right there. And the reason I want to split it is because I want to take this, and I want to take the audio levels. And so notice where I have levels off, opacity, or audio. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take this little circle. I'm going to add another little circle. Like if I want to make this volume go down, or if I want to take this other, and I clicked on it, I can take this other circle as I'm going to drop the audio down a little bit lower. Now, the reason I want to do that is that way you can hear my voice. So, for example, let's say I'm going to record my voice. For the sake of this, if I hit record from current position right here and I click on that, it's going to be like, hey, this is Mr. McGuire and I'm the media arts teacher at Crawford Middle School, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, because I'm recording this lesson, it's not going to let me do that. But each time you want to change this, change it and change it. Okay. And then when I want to go back up, I'm going to go back up. So that way, in this area between here and here, which is it says volume 32. Let's drop it down to 22 on both sides. Roughly 22. There you go. Now that's low enough to where you can hear it. And I can also speak over it, right, with your microphone. Now, let's say you want to use your own stuff. Cool. Let's go to Google Drive. Okay. And this is where it's important for you to make sure you save your whatever song you've done. Okay. Like, for example, we've talked about the student that I had. Let me see if I can find something that I've made. McGuire, smooth, hype, I think is what I called it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to preview it real quick. This is what the stock song. This is my smooth hype. So now let's say if I want to use that, I'm going to just delete the whole thing, and I'm going to drop my original from Soundtrap that I made right here. But here's the deal. Remember, you got audio. Here's the levels off. So if I put the levels off, I can't do anything with it. But if I go audio levels on, then now I can get it started. So I've got a little beat there. Now let's see, right here is where I'm going to put my voiceover. So I'm going to double click, right? And then I'm going to double click again so I can drop it down. See how it works? Now I might need to make that even lower because it's very loud. So let's, now I hit Control Z to undo because I made a mistake. Control Z to undo is important. Let me drop it down to 18. Okay, so at this point I'll be like, hey, this is Jeremy McGuire, media arts teacher at Crawford Middle School, and then now here's the process. I'm going to add another track. So let's say I'm going to do another track, right? Now, I'm going to move this track up so my voiceover is right here on audio 2. So this is where you can kind of organize your timeline, and I'm just going to go music. Text is going to be fine. We'll say text 1 and video 1. Okay. Now, anytime you want to add, like if you wanted to add a video, you could add video, whatever the case may be. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and add a video 2 track, and I'm going to keep it all together, move it down and move it down. Now I got text 1, video 2. Now, as I have more tracks, I'm going to go up here and move this up just a little bit more. And at a certain point, you can't really move it up anymore. But you can, kind of manipulate it like that. So you can see everything. So this is a really good way to do it. So now, so this is the process. So I've got video 1 and video 2. So in this case, let's say I want to go back to my stock media. Okay. And I want to just do a background. Let's say I want to do a background behind me, and I want to do some video. So I'm going to do an abstract background, that's moving. Let's do this one. Okay, that just seems interesting to me. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to put this in video 2. So that's moving. Okay. Now in this case, on video 1 is where you're probably going to, if you're going to take a video of yourself, like say we'll get the iPads out, you're going to take a video of yourself. Okay, introducing yourself, right? Or you want to video yourself using your Chromebook. My recommendation is I'll give you an opportunity to video yourself using your Chromebook in the green room, so you have good vocals. I'll let you use the good mic where you can kind of get good volume. Okay, so but in this case, I'm using the MacBook, which is good quality. So that being said, let me see here. My battery's getting low, so I'm going to wrap it up. But anyway, I've got a motion background. This is all about me with Mr. McGuire. I've got my music, and now I'm getting ready to do my voiceover. Okay. Now I can continue this and just keep adding it. Okay. See how that works, right? So it goes from one track back to the next track. Okay. All right. And there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with it. I'm going to move this back down a little bit just so I can see. Okay. Now, this is where I'm going to do my voiceover right here. So I just want to show you how you can move things up, how you can move things down, how you can manipulate the preview, so it's easier to move up and things like that. You got your bar to move up and down. You got this bar to move up and down as well. So the video 1 is where I'm going to put my video. So we'll say video 1 is my video. Okay. Video 2 we'll say is background video, or we'll just say background. Okay. This is also when we'll get into green screens and stuff like that. And you really only need text 1. So but I'll leave text 1 there just in the event you want to do another one. Okay. At any point, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay. Say all about me with Mr. McGuire. And if you notice right here, now the volume is going down. If I want to go back in here and move this right here and move this over to where my time frame is a little bit better because I want to start my audio. Hey, this is Mr. McGuire. I'm the media arts teacher at Crawford Middle School, and I want to tell you all about me. And then at that point, this is when you're going to maybe show your face. Let me see if I can add media from my Google Drive of me taking a video of myself. So I'm not sure if I've got anything. Let me just check it here. And this is one thing I love about using this. Let's see. Um, Not sure. See if I can find some raw footage. I'm not sure. All right, well, that's okay. So anyway, I'll show you more about this, but this is a good start. This is how you need to start. Okay, now when you're done, you'll be able to turn it in, and you can save it, and all that good stuff. Make sure you go back and save. The cool thing too is you can check your version history. You have your, preferences if you want to look at. If you want to edit in full screen, you can edit in full screen. If you want to take it off full screen, for you guys, it might help you to edit in full screen because you can see everything. Okay, you got everything right there you need. Okay, that way you can see the timeline, you can see the preview. You can still move these up and down because, like, once you get to the point where some of you all might have a bunch of timelines here, you'll have couple text, 2 or 3 videos. You only really need one voiceover. You only need, you could have another music. Now, here's another reason why you would want another music. Let's say I want to do music 2. Okay, so here's music 2. Because if you want to blend it and make it really look good and sound good and it be professional sounding, we'll go music 1. So some of y'all are talking about trying to rap and all that stuff. So if I might go right here, drop it down, okay. And let's say we're not doing any voiceover just yet. You want to kind of get them hype and everything. This is kind of like your hype video, whatever the case may be. So here it is. I've got this right here. Okay. Now let's say you want to blend that a little bit. So I'm going to click right here and I'm going to fade it out. Now, why do I want to fade it out? Because I want to add another song. All right, let's say I want to add another song. So I'm going to go back to my Google Drive. That's why we want to use Soundtrap. I like for your stuff to be original. I think it's fantastic for you all to make some original stuff. Most importantly, you can say everything was done by me. And don't worry about using stock footage because stock footage is okay to use. There's McGuire Smooth. I'm going to see if I can find McGuire music. Let's see if I can find something from McGuire music. 2-minute Soundtrap. Let's see. Got all these students that did stuff. Let's see what I can find here. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add one of my former students, Jonathan Shamamba. Give him credit. He was really good, and he pretty much lived in the sound room, but he knew how to take care of the stuff. So I'm gonna drop that down. So I want it to blend. I want to go from one song to another song. So if you really want to promote yourself, you're gonna go from one thing you've done. So as you're starting one, you're going to lead into another. So let's go here. All right, let's save changes. Let's click on this. So I'm going to manually fade it in and fade it out. That way you get a nice smooth transition from one song to the other. See how that's smooth? Okay. And so that just kind of gets you. So if you're doing a hype video, you know, and I like using the music with the students. I love it. That just gets me excited. You know what I mean? Because I love music. I'm just like everybody else. I love music. Come in here. You can do whatever you want to do. Another thing is, let's say you added your own stuff. Hey, you add your own stuff. That's great. One last thing before we finish, we're going to add a video track at the very top. Remember, whatever shows on the top is what you see. Okay. I'm going to go to my Google Drive. I've already created a logo, a transparent logo. Okay. What does it mean? I want to put my logo throughout the whole project before you turn it in. Okay. So I'm going to drop it right there. Now it's showing. Now, if you see, this is not a transparent logo because you can see the white. I'm going to drop the scale down so you can see the white. So this is not what I want. This is not the one I want. So this is why I need to go into my Adobe Express and I'm going to go to my projects because you've probably already made your logo. And if you haven't, you can create one in here. Okay, so let's see. Let's check here we go. Here's the logos. All right, so let's just use this one. This is kind of the one I like just because, like, if I were going to do something personally, this would be the one I would use. Okay, so this is important why you need to replace fonts here. Here we go. All right, so there's just a basic logo I did really fast. You all can do it the same way. Key is you need to click on PNG Transparent, start download, and then that's a transparent logo. So I'm going to go back to my WeVideo. Let me plug this in real quick before I lose all this work. Okay. Okay. Now, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take what I just uploaded or the PNG transparent, and I'm going to add media from my computer. Now you all are going to do the same thing. It'll just be under recents. Okay, so this is a transparent logo that I'm going to use. And once it's done, I'm going to drop it to here. So you should have logo right there. Now, obviously, I don't want it to cover everything up. So I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to make the scale quite a bit smaller. Okay. I'm going to drop it over here on the right like this. Okay. I might even drop the opacity down a little bit. I'm going to save changes. Okay. Now you see, now you got your logo. Okay. And now here's the deal. The logo needs to extend all the way throughout your project. Let me go back to edit in full screen. Okay. Now we also have some computer screens. If you want to plug your Chromebook into a computer screen, the hubs, I've got several hubs that I can let you use. I'll put them in different places in the room. You can also use the PCs as well. So I'm going to make sure that however long my video is. So in this case, it's going to be 60 seconds. So I'm going to stop it right at 1 minute. Okay. I put it right there at the bottom right. And obviously there's nothing there because I'm not done with it. But there you go. Okay. Now you see how you can see through the logo, and that's because I went in here and made it slightly transparent where, the opacity, you can see through it, and I might even drop it down. You can move your logo wherever you want, and you can also make it larger or smaller based on that. So I'm going to put it right. I'm going to kind of give it some space there, save changes. All right. So now I'm good to go. And for you guys, again, I want to continually save all the project. I'm in good shape. I've got my logo. I've got my text. Now, one other thing I want to show you about transitions. Let's say I want to do a smooth transition between this clip and this clip. All you got to do is hit the plus sign, and it gives you a smooth transition. Watch how it does this. Okay. Now, one cool thing is they have cut out all the guesswork. That's called a cross dissolve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, kind of mess around with some backgrounds and things, so you can kind of see. Now, this is also where you can get this is called B-roll footage. So for example, if I were talking in, video one, and I will finish this to show you the process, but this is the intense, more advanced version of the classroom process of using WeVideo. So I need everybody to create their 60-second PSA. Please go through the process. If you need your headphones, do what you need to do. I will help you, but everybody needs to have their own. Don't forget your I can statements. But what I require, last but not least, is you need a logo timeline. You need a text one. You need a my video. You need a background. You need a voiceover. You need a music one and a music two. And then when you get done, you can export. And that's when you are going to be like Jeremy McGuire, PSA. And then the date, let's say. So like, we'll say, I don't know, 1/24/2023, whenever you're done with it. We'll click save. Okay. Now it's exporting, but I'm not going to export it all. It's processing, but in that case, it'll take a minute and it'll show you the last part of it. And you can see right here, you can save it to your Google Drive. You can download it. You can send a play to a post. So there you go.